The Realistic TRC-1007 1980s 40-channel CB handheld. A quick first look. By Paul, you know my amateur radio call sign, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Paul, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446. Right, so this is a CB video today, and this is on handhelds. Now, you can get handhelds today, something like this, although they've got the current model of this is actually different innards. This is a Midland Allen 42 multi. It's got the Albrecht CL-27 long rubber duck antenna on it. I put that on there for a reason. If you've seen the title card to this video, which you should have done, then that's why that's on there. So let's get it. And the subject of this video is this Realistic TRC-1007. Now what I'm going to do with this one is, another day, not today, is I'm going to pit it out against the Intech and the Midland, and those two radios will have their stock rubber duck antennas on and also be used on the Albrecht CL-27, which still isn't anywhere near the length of the antenna on this. So this one's got quite a long antenna on it, as you will see in a little moment. So Realistic TRC-1007, it's 40 channel. It's not one of these crystal set ones. It's a 40 channel radio. It's pretty sizable. That's how they were in the 80s. Type approved MPT 1320, 2781. So we'll have high and low power on it. That's on the side just here. And you've got external antenna connection, which is a phono connection, but you can get adapters for that if you look on the internet for them. It's got a charging socket and a power socket respectively. Now the charging socket I think straight across the batteries, but I'll have to double check that with a meter. And the power socket, that's for 12 volts, not 13.8. And I'm pretty sure that back in the day Tandy would have sold an accessory, these came from Tandy, that would have gone in there, so you could run it off your car, or even a supply in the house. So I'm pretty sure, because Tandy also did, if I can get this out, external microphone for these. Now I think the wiring for that is available on the internet, so you could probably just wire a normal CB mic up to a DIN plug and plug it in there, and as long as it plugs in and works, and you can just get the microphone and transmit, then that's all well and good. So we've obviously got your usual channel change, squelch and volume control on the top. It's got, when I switch it on, you've got your LED channel display, so not LCD like you find on pretty much the vast majority of modern sets, although the Thunderbolt T800 is LED, not LCD. So it's got the LED, it's got one for transmit as well, and one for battery low. They're all red. So that's your channel change there. But if you switch it off, switch it back on again, comes back on channel 9. So that's ideal for back in the day. You were walking along, you didn't have it switched on, but then there was an emergency. Switch it on, extend the antenna, call for help. So that was ideal back in the day when obviously channel 9 was being used for its intended purpose, which is emergencies. Unfortunately it doesn't get used for that now. Just like 19 doesn't get used for its intended purpose either. So you could call 19 for a copy, or 19 a Roger on that, and you won't get anybody these days. So it's got this strap on the back, so you put your hand through there, and then it gets your fingers right on the PTT button. So it's perfect to hold it like that. I like that. So powering this thing, 12 volts as I said, so it's 8 AA alkalines plus 2 dummy batteries, that's important, or 10 rechargeables. So 10 rechargeables would equal 12 volts. 10 alkalines unfortunately equals 15 volts and could cause some damage to the radio. So I've looked inside this radio because it did come with a full set of alkalines, which I was a bit concerned about, and it seems to be okay in there. The capacitors don't seem to be showing any issues at the moment, so I'm not needing to change any of them right now. And even if I do, I'm going to have to use leaded solder, because that's what they've used in this. Because obviously it was from the day when they used leaded solder. These were manufactured in Japan, I believe, by GRE, which I don't think they exist anymore, which is a shame. The mobile units, I believe, were manufactured by Uniden. I also believe they were made in Japan as well. So I think most Unidens are now made in Vietnam. I know President Grant 2 was as well. So these were made in Japan, and you can tell they were made well, because I've looked at the circuit board and it looks pretty reasonable. There doesn't seem to be any tampering with it or anything. Transmit and receive seems okay. This was sold as spares and repairs, but it actually works fine. I'm going to be using that. So the telescopic antenna, I'll extend that for you, because I don't think I've done that yet. Here we go. So telescopic antenna. Now you have to extend that all the way before you transmit. Otherwise you'd end up with a mismatch and you'd be breaking the finals, and then you have to replace those. Parts for these are not as easy to come by as they would have been back in the day, because obviously these are getting on for about 30 odd years old. So some of the electrolytic capacitors, if not all of them, could probably be replaced with modern ones anyway. You should probably be able to get those. The final transistor, I think you probably can still get them. I think the audio IC, I'm not 100% sure whether you can still get that, because I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, there's a couple of other ICs in there which I don't think you can get now. And the telescopic antennas, you certainly can't get those, because I believe this was a UK specific model. You couldn't just go and get some of the parts from America to replace these. So all in all, it looks like a nice radio, and like I say, I'm going to get it on the air. I'm not sure if I mentioned whether it came with a case, but it did, and the case looked to be in good condition for its age. So what I'm going to do, like I say, get it on the air, put it against the two modern handhelds that I own, and see how this performs. So against the modern handhelds, and you know, that'd be interesting. Reception will be done on the Grant 2 using the boomerang antenna, same as I would have done with the Thunderpole T800, from the same location I did the Thunderpole T800, which was the down-home viewing point. While I'm up there, I'll see if I can get a copy on the 1.9. Might be able to, might not, but you just never know. So I think I've touched all bases there with that. So this is Paul, Mike 0, Whiskey November Uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446. Or if you want to go down the old route of handles on CB, you can call me the Red Squirrel there. Listen to the GB3IR repeater, the GB3HG repeater, sometimes network radio, sometimes the HubNet, and yeah, those are pretty much places you can catch me. You can message me on the DAPnet when I've got my pager on. I think the pager's off at the moment, but I should be switching it on once I finish filming this video, assuming the battery that's in it has got charge, which I don't know if it does, but I'm pretty certain that it does. So 7.3s for now. Keep yourself safe, and obviously don't forget, enjoy the radio, and if you do end up unfortunately ill with the virus, then just get on the radio and have a chat. There'll be somebody out there, and you know, you don't need to feel isolated whilst you're isolating. So, 7 threes for now, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video, which I'm hoping will be done next week, which will hopefully be this versus that, and there goes half the stuff on my desk, and the Intech, which I obviously can't show you because it's on charge right now. So 7 threes for now, guys. I'm just going to put that on the desk and just try not to break it, because that is what I would call quite a nice piece of radio nostalgia. Okay, 7 threes for now, guys.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to be notified of new videos as I upload them. 73s from Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November Uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 on 11 metres and PMR 446.